Hello, and welcome everybody to a very spooktacular episode from yours truly, Spot of Nerd. For anybody that grew up with the legendary Are You Afraid of the Dark from Nickelodeon. You will remember such a classic with this amazing introduction of the spooktacular thing. Because why not? All jokes aside, I really did think it would be kind of cool to talk about my most favorite time of year, which is Halloween. I love gore, I love the horror, I love spooky, scary stuff, whether it's television or movies, and I figured let's talk a little bit about it. Specifically, two new movies that have recently just come out that are streaming on Hulu right now. I highly recommend these movies. Number one being No One Is Going to Come Save You and Cobweb. I might have gotten the title wrong on the first one, but if you ever watched The Last Man Standing with Tim Allen, his daughter, the middle-aged one, you'll know her if you see her. Look the movie up. It's on Hulu again. No One's Gonna Come to Save You, something along those lines. But she stars as this folk town out in the middle of nowhere, and aliens come to take over the world. And it's you might think to yourself, it's a very similar story arc, I guess, that many people have done before. Aliens coming to take over the earth, blah blah blah. But what makes this one unique is the way the story is being told. Essentially, the aliens come, they inhabit the bodies of people, and she basically puts up a fight. But what's interesting is, without giving away too much in the realm of spoilers, so look away if you don't want to know, there was an incident in her past that has given her, I guess you would say, is guilt, and the town just absolutely hates her, just despises her. So when the aliens try to abduct her, she is not abductable because she's just a human being trying to forgive herself from this guilt. So, but the only way they can come to this is through carnage. You know, she's obviously fighting them, they're fighting her, there's different styles of aliens, and it's a very creepy horror drama type-esque film that I really encourage you to go watch, because again, it's very different, it's very unique, and it will scare the hell out of you, it will make you think, and at the same time, it's just a damn good movie to watch on Halloween. Something you don't have to pay too much attention to, as it's not that serious. But at the same time, there's just little pieces here and there that you might want to kind of make sure you catch up on. So, with all that said, definitely 3 cups of tea out of 4 for Spot of Nerd. But I think you really will enjoy it. I really do. So check that out if you're into the sci-fi, end-of-the-world, apocalypse, alien-type films. And don't forget, it is Halloween, so I don't know, let's just roll the thing again. Yes, for anybody that is watching or listening, I do worry about myself as well, so we'll just leave it there. Second movie up that I really do recommend folks go and check out is, it just came out probably this last week or so, called Cobweb, C-O-B Web. It is starring Starlander from The Boys in a different role, and very disturbing. I might even, like I kind of do normally, I'll put the trailer over maybe what we're talking about here, but a little bit of a spoiler, look away if you don't want to know. What it comes down to is this family apparently kidnapped a girl, killed her, buried her in the backyard, gave birth to this monster that they put in the wall. They literally just put her in the wall because she's this monster, and they caged her up. They had a second kid who is actually not a monster, and the kid thinks he's seeing and hearing things. It's that kind of cliche of a witch monster type thing, but it actually turns out to be real. So there's not anything like mystical or witchcrafty, but it really is like this monster. The kid frees the monster, which is technically his sister, and all chaos breaks loose. It's phenomenally done. It really, really is. You think these are just very basic kind of horror type films, witchcraft, demons, and monsters, but the way they're being written is quite different than you've seen before. And without, like I say, I don't want to give too much away on this film as well, but it's quite an interesting perspective at the end, because you know, the witch, which is his sister, is manipulating him to kill the parents. And these parents are petrified of her, absolutely petrified of their daughter, essentially, that they'll do anything to protect the kid. But in essence, what they're doing to the kid is pretty messed up from a mental perspective. So, again, I would give this one another 3 cups of tea out of 4 from yours truly, Spot of Nerd, because just very well written. You got a really great cast, a lot of faces that you will recognize. Trust me, you will enjoy Cobweb as well. Last but not least, before we wrap up this episode, I do want to talk about something that I definitely do not recommend you show the children or the kids, because it's fucked up. It is truly some of the most fucked up shit I have ever seen in a movie before. And the movie is called Terrifier. There's a Terrifier 1 and a Terrifier 2, with a Terrifier 3 coming out soon. And it's basically this clown, this horrible looking clown. And if you have a fear of clowns, trust me, this is a movie you do not want to watch. And he just goes around and kills people, specifically teenage girls and men and everything in between. But it's the way that he kills is absolutely grotesque. It makes Saw look like a Disney movie. It's absolutely messed up, but there's something about it that kind of draws you in, and I know that sounds really fucked up. I promise I have no desire to do any of these things in this film. It's just one of those, you have to give credit to the writers and the producers for making this film, for coming up with this idea, because you really have to delve into the human psyche, and you have to look into the whole, you know, human beings are capable of some really messed up things, regardless of it being Halloween. Like, just to give you one example of the Terrifier. So you've got the clown, he's just murdered a family, he cuts off the head of the mother, takes out the brains, which you're seeing all of this, by the way, just heads up, you are watching this on film, and he puts candy inside of this decapitated head, and he's giving out candy to the kids around the street. And it is like these, you know, the kids are like, ew, it's sticky, it's gross, and the parents are like, no, it's just a really good decoration for Halloween. So you can imagine just that one scene, it's unbelievable. I don't even know if I maybe mentioned this before on the channel, but if you're looking for something that's in the gore factor, the just fucked up shit factor, Terrifier is definitely something you want to check out for sure. So with all of that said, it was funny. If you go back and if you watch Steven Crowder, I've mentioned Steven Crowder on here. He's my biggest idol. I love him. He's conservative, fighting a good fight. They did an episode once using this. funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. So I thought I would try to incorporate it. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So we will wrap this episode up. But I super duper appreciate everybody that is watching and listening. Tell me, what is your favorite thing about Halloween? Do you hate it? Do you love it? Do you still trick or treat? Do you still wish you could trick or treat? Do you go out partying? All the 9 yards that goes along with Halloween. I personally just, again, I love the decorations. I love the scares and the frights and the spooks and everything in between. So, you know, obviously the Simpsons are still they're gonna have their 35th Treehouse of Horror, which is crazy that they've come this far with that stuff. But again, it's stuff like that I just absolutely love, and it gears you up for the holidays. It really, really does. So, but until then, thank you all so much for watching. We will see you guys next time. Later, y'all. By the way, I have no idea if this whole setup is working right now. A lot of rumbles and wobbles and... If you like what you see, again, tell me your thoughts. If not, I'll change this up. But you gotta try new stuff, right? I mean, it's just the only way you can move forward. But even I'm starting to admit, like... what the fuck is this shit?